preparing your content for the website and or blog. And in this particular case, that is going to take the majority of time in terms of one sole item in your sort of 7-part checklist. This is going to be the largest part of really doing that, and it's the most important part. Content is going to be your most important part. Then we're going to discuss developing an editorial calendar. Really, how are you going to maintain your content strategy? So we'll go ahead and talk about how to do that. And so that's going to be another 4 hours. So that's going to bring us up to the 16-hour mark. So 2 hours for the domain, 2 hours for web hosting and getting the website launched, 8 hours for content, and now another 4 hours for your editorial calendar. We'll then talk about testing and tweaking your website. Everybody has to test and tweak and therefore maintain their website, and I'll give you some strategies for being able to do that. And then we're going to talk about planning out your analytics, what you're going to track, how you're going to track it, what you're going to do on social media in terms of the website, not in terms of interacting on social media, but if you're going to use any social media, what components really belong on your website, what mobile components belong on your website, and how you're going to syndicate content from your website out to other places at different times. Finally, we're going to talk about analytics, not just the idea of what you're going to track, but how you're going to track it, and then security and backup. So we'll talk about that, and that usually takes about 4 hours to be able to do. All told, that's 24 hours, and you have a small business website launched. All right, so let's get into the material and really have a great time. So naming your domain name. This is sometimes a very complicated process for a lot of people, but in general, I'd like to keep it very, very simple. But first and foremost, what is a domain name? A domain name is the letters, numbers, and characters that represent a location on the web. So typically, the way in which techies like myself look for websites, look for anything on the web, is that we look for them based on a series of numbers, what we call an IP address. And so your website, once you have it launched, is located based on a series of numbers. They're usually a series of 4 different numbers between 1 and 3 digits long in a series of 4 different numbers. So they can be up to about 12 numbers long with periods in between. So you might be at 156.178.32.4. Well, it's not really easy for us to remember that number series. So a domain name is that combination, like I said, of letters, numbers, and characters, so that we can go ahead and find you in a better way than just the fixed internet location numbers, that is the IP address. So